We'll start getting it out to the end of this line here.
When you're in the shop, it's like, oh, but it's
About how many people got this?
All right.
This balloon would hold 3.
I'm gonna go ahead and set the top here.
We are actually.
Velcro.
Not sure I got it 100%.
Oh, really? All right, we'll try it again. All right, it looks good. It looks nice around.
Okay.
Because if there's one tab in, it'll
It'll
sort of
get
just
crooked.
look weird.
Pull the Velcro loose and then keep pushing the tag out.
Now it's just air pressure holding it in place.
And when he lands, he can pull it.
Okay.
So when you land, you pull it.
Break the seal and close and back.
Yep. It looks real nice. A little bit of an untwisting adventure this morning, but works out great.
All right.
Yeah, they were like taking bets on how long it was going to take us, an hour, hour and a half.
Come on.
It was, like I said, I was optimistic, wasn't it, man?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. That's about as bad as it gets. And you just got to be patient. And you got to. The real key is getting some cold air in it, because then the balloon will straighten itself out. And the top was pretty twisted, but yeah.
All right. Keys still in the truck,
Yes, I left them in the ignition.
and the radio's on the console in the middle there. If you want to go ahead and, if you're ready, we'll go ahead and get you in here. All right, and just real quick, it's been a minute for all of us here, so.
Souvenir.
Oh yeah. So, a couple things that we'll want to not be messing with while we're flying here today. These black lines, those lines, will not be grabbing any of these lines here.
Okay.
Things that you can grab, you can hold on to these tanks.
Okay.
You can hold on to the uprights. There are handles on both front and back here of the basket.
Okay.
And you can hold on to those. While we're in flight, it's pretty stable, so just, you know, whatever you want to hold on to make yourself feel comfortable. When we come in for landing, we'll go ahead and practice this. I'm going to have you have at least a hand on 2 spots, and what we'll do is we'll keep our knees bent. When we come in, we can either come in real soft and sit down, or we might come in, bump and drag a little bit, or we might come in, bump, drag, and lay over. If we do, it's perfectly fine, lots of fun. Just make sure you hold on and stay in the basket until I ask you to get out of the basket, okay? All right, while we're in flight, if you see anything like power lines, trees, buildings, things like this, I most likely see them, but more eyes the better on that, so feel free to let me know. Other than that, I think we are ready to go.
Okay.
Do one last little question here. Medical issues other than your eyes that I need to know about? Okay. All right. So if I could get, thank you. If I could get you to clear me above there. Thank you, sir. Great job. Appreciate it. Almost like you've been doing this your whole freaking life.
Is this smaller than a 90?
It's a 100.
It's a 100.
But
It
it's-
feels lighter.
All right. So
It's
we
the
are
shape.
cleared above.
And this is a brand new cooler tank over here. So look at Jerry's blue.
Oh, did
It's
you bring
pretty
out
nice.
the stork?
It's really nice.
Alright. And I did fix the Velcro on the...
Oh, nice.
I sewed that back on.
Do we have keys to the truck? Yep.
Yep. Good check. That's a good question. It's on my list too.
Pretty silly running across the field yelling, drop the keys, drop the keys.
Yeah, we wouldn't be the first.
So I'm thinking we'll go out kind of low and slow. We'll see if we get the left turn. If not, we'll jump up.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Guys.
All right. So Terry said on his pieball it went south and west for a little while and then sort of turned south. But as it climbed up, he never really saw a strong left.
Right.
So we'll just kind of keep an eye on it. We might end up doing a in-town kind of gig. Obviously, we'll avoid the base, but let's see if we get the turn here.
Springs Tower, this is Hot Air Balloon, November 74008.
Springs Tower.
One of 2 balloons launching from the field just directly west of you. Our colors are orange and yellow today.
Right. And this steam coming out of the vent.
Yep. Bring her back down a little bit and see if we can't get some of that.
Springs Tower, 7 Julie, got another one in sight.
this direction all day. This is great. Nicely done. Do we have a temperature? Nice. Yeah, all those centering lines look real nice. I don't see anything puckering, anything pulling. I can't even see the white one, can you? Which one is, well, now actually I can, yeah. So how long has it been since you flew?
I feel like it's been 3 weekends. Like two weekends that we didn't fly.
Because we flew the 29th of February,
That's right, that was the last flight.
So this is the 20-something, 21st. So yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Okay. Oh, wow, they even painted the building now. Just noticed that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your flight plan.
Okay. My goal is to try and ride this out as much as possible, and if we could make it over toward the Big Johnson Reservoir, that would be great.
Okay.
I'm going to definitely stay in this layer and get as much of the easterly that we can, because as we saw from the pieball there, it kind of slowed down and just instead of being from 270, it was heading more toward the Army base down there. So I'd like to bring it and keep it down here, and like I said, try and get as much east out of this as possible. Pretty thin layer there where we're getting pretty good speed, and this direction is good. You know, of course, scanning around, and the steam down there is not going the direction we are going. And so knowing that Carson is that way and over there, I don't want to go that way. So
It's always interesting to me because from here, from this launch site,
Yeah.
Fort Carson is due south.
right,
But it doesn't seem like it, right? We think of Fort Carson being on the west side of town,
Right.
but it's the fact that the town turns.
right. Yeah, copy loud and clear.
Supposed to put these drops in at once an hour.
Okay.
It's just saline.
I wasn't expecting such a straight.
No, I
almost
wasn't
getting
either.
Some north here a little bit, just a tiny. Might bring us up just a little bit, just so
Okay.
we can get some more of that
Let's
south.
see if it levels out a little. And we think Juliet Whiskey was coming into 3-5 left, right?
Yeah.
We He was on his baseline. Oh, he's on the baseline now. We'll turn final soon enough. Keep an eye on it. So we were flying roughly every week for a while. Now that you've had sort of that 3-week break, does anything feel different?
I would say just.
284 Springs Tower, do you need a back taxi for full weight? Alright.
I would just say that yesterday in the pre-planning was a little bit.
284 1040, runway 35 right at Echo.
Okay, right. We're doing this. So I was,
Sort of like anxiety, but not that bad. Have I remembered everything? Do I have everything really?
I
Okay,
went
what's
over
the plan?
checklist. Of course, that's what the checklist is for. But I was just going over a little bit more. Anxious is the right word.
Yeah.
The hot air balloon west of runway 35 left near the jet center, orange and yellow, kind of southeast bound.
We'd like that.
The 787's in the River Springs Tower, whole shore, runway 31 above 5.
Yeah, you're right. That layer is real thin. Now that you're up, 100 feet, you've picked up that south. That's
Right.
great. It wasn't until I was teaching Aaron that we developed the night before checklist.
Oh yeah.
And it makes so much sense to me now. You know,
Right.
why wouldn't you have that part of your
Right.
checklist?
It's tremendously helpful for me. I mean, I go through the whole checklist, obviously, just to keep familiarizing myself the whole time. But certainly, having that first page be okay, this.
Right.
Then I feel confident that in the morning I can get up. I keep the pilot bag next to where I've got the equipment charging, so it's all right there. Pack the bag and go. Knowing that I've, double and triple checked things and I'm ready to go, And I've been using, if there's anything, I wanted to top off the fan because I didn't know how long we'd be running the fan today.
Sure.
There's probably plenty of fuel in it, but I didn't know if we were going to be doing up and down, with potential tangles and things of this nature. So I wanted to top that off. So I just put a little sticky note on there, gas on the way to, I always stop, get a bang or something like that. So I just have a little sticky note if there's anything extra, and I just write it down there. And so this morning when I looked up, I was like, right, I need to just stop and top off that gas. I would have done that before, but I'll be honest, I didn't look at the actual gas tank until I was going through the checklist, and I was already home, and I was like, yeah, the morning's fine. There's a gas station right there.
Well, and you did the inflation for the annual. It usually takes a while.
Right.
7 Juliet, 35 left, clear for the option.
So, I mean, obviously inflation took us quite a bit longer. You didn't light the burner till like 7:35 or something like that.
Right.
So all in, I bet it was a 45-minute inflation instead of 20, but
Right. That's really not bad.
That's not
considering.
bad.
Right.
that's why we got there early.
I mean, all the horror stories while we were down there were, well, it could be an hour, hour and a half to untangle everything, and they were talking about how,
70 November, traffic runway 35 left, change to 35 left.
that
Traffic for 35 left, 70 November.
I'll bring us down a little bit.
Okay.
Some holes here.
Yes, thank you. I feel like we picked up right turn.
That's 70 November, number 2, south left base, runway 35 left, clear for the option. Number 2 for left, clear for the option, 70 November, clear for traffic.
Yeah, I don't think anything on the ground is going to be very predictable today.
No.
You can see in these little flags here,
There's
kind of doing nothing but maybe to the right a little. My experience is the balloons that are the most difficult to untangle are Balloon Works or Firefly. And it's down at the throat because you can't disconnect the cables. The theory being that if you can't disconnect them, you can't
Can't mess
install
it
them
up,
wrong.
right.
But they do get looped in and twisted up, and then you
Right.
have to think
Figure
about
out
how do
how
I
to
spin
loop,
that around
right.
the toggle, and and that. Once you sort of understand how it works, it's not bad. But boy, you can stand there for a long time. My attitude is with these sort of carabiner based balloons, worst case scenario is you just take the carabiner off, lay the cables out, hook it back up, and it's not that bad. The Aerostar A blocks are also pretty easy because they don't come off, but they also don't spin around.
Hot air balloon site, 70 November.
So in that sense, they can get twisted through themselves, but it's usually pretty easy if you just take two wires and kind of chase it down, And then just like you were doing on the parachute, you get a couple of lines and you just sort of shake it out. It's probably not knotted.
Right.
Sort of like when the crown line feels twisted. It's probably not through anything.
Right.
Just let it spread out.
Right. It was weird. I mean, about this height, we were going straight east a minute
Yep.
ago.
And quickly.
Yes. Yeah, it popped up because I was like, well, we're going to be over the runway in a second.
Right.
So.
So everybody in your household feeling well?
They are.
Good. Is Tommy living with you? And I haven't seen Catherine in a while. Is she still living with you?
She has a boyfriend now that she spends most of her time with.
Okay.
In fact, she just came in home yesterday and asked me to babysit her bunny because she was going to go do this shelter-in-place thing over there.
Okay.
I had about an hour-long conversation with her, well, maybe 45 minutes, about not freaking out, turn off CNN, get off of Facebook.
Yeah.
Because the deal is that most of her Facebook friends are very left. And they're just all panicking.
Oh, really?
Completely panicky, And so I was like, look, calm down. The world will continue. It's going to get interrupted, but it's not the zombie apocalypse.
At least not yet. We don't know. Maybe it mutates.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard because it is a big deal. And you
Yes.
don't want to minimize it to just say, oh, it's all a hoax, it's all bull. No,
Right.
it's a real big deal.
Right.
But it's also not necessarily that big a deal from a daily basis.
You know, my thing is just you know, her and her little group were convinced that this is the end times, and
Okay.
that we're never going to recover from this, and that we're just going to be under martial law. And
Number 2,
all
following the
food's
same
gonna
Cessna,
run
2 miles
out,
ahead
all
of the
the
downwind, runway
supply
35
lines are
left,
gonna
with
shut
the
down
option.
permanently, and
Number 2, 435 left, clear for the option, 70 November.
you know, that's just, as long as we maintain free market, that's just not how it works. Everybody wants to make money, and so they're going to rush whatever products that are in need. You know, the thing that bothers me the most is
Strings of information, Papa,
people's
now.
complete lack of understanding of how what prices, the information that prices contain, incentivize things, and so and it doesn't help when you get stories like, oh well, 4 senators are doing insider trading, you know.
Exactly.
And so it doesn't help for the case for the free market, if you will, when you got people doing stuff like that. And so everybody is clamoring for government control. I do find it interesting that, everybody was complaining that Trump was going to be literally Hitler. And now that he's
70 November, traffic left base to final.
federalism, saying,
Traffic inside, 70
let's
November.
let the local guys figure out and da-da-da-da, and kind of not nationalizing everything immediately. Now you have the left, which have always been the fascist. Now they're like, why isn't Trump being Hitler? It's like,
You can't have it both ways.
So, anyway.
Yeah, for a while, I think, I don't know, maybe a month or so, people were really, all the chatter was about the actual virus and what's the safety level and what's the risk level and all those sorts of things. And now I found that conversations have turned back to be political.
Yes.
And so I've sort of turned it all off.
So very weird. You get a little short burst of these.
Yeah, which are great. I mean, if we
Right,
can
I'm
keep,
trying to get more of
if
it.
we could keep finding those, we'll get out in the open space.
Right.
That makes life easy.
Yeah. I'm trying. But I also got to go up and be over top building. And it's a very thin layer. It's
It
not on the
is.
ground, and it's not here. It's somewhere between here and the ground.
Yeah, and we're only, what, 60 feet up maybe?
Right. Yeah, she was talking. Catherine works in a nursing home.
Uh-huh.
So she's been like, I'm scared I'm gonna get sick. I'm thinking about quitting. And I'm like, now is not the time to be quitting your job. And be lucky that you still have a job. Keep working until they tell you you can't work.
Because you might need every penny you can get.
Yes.
Andrew's hours have been cut way back.
Right.
I think yesterday he worked 2 hours. It's
Right.
like, you know, It's hard to make a living when you're doing that. Yeah, I'm very thankful for the employment that I have, both just the specific company, but also the industry of, you know, we thrive in working remotely, and we develop solutions to help people work remotely.
Right. It's just a hotbed at the moment.
It is. We're anticipating a big spike in sales of small businesses, small to medium-sized businesses, which will look good from a number of sales perspective, but we're actually anticipating a drop in revenue for the year.
Sure.
Because I don't think we'll pick up a lot of the big enterprise clients that are,
Right.
they tend to be more conservative. Well, we're going to wait.
I noticed that Citrix stock is doing fairly well.
Yeah.
Apparently, one of the, I think it was Laughlin, when they dumped their stuff, they sold off a bunch, but then put a bunch of money in Citrix.
Okay.
And there's been a huge
7 November number.
spike in demand for a lot of their services. And they were the original remote desktop. Make the best one out there. And they bought up some of the
789 on November Springs Tower, runway 31 clear for takeoff.
Go to IPC.
November 70 Whiskey,
Go
send
to
down
my
one actually
PC.
call the base. Traffic is 31 to
They bought that out a long time ago, actually. And have made it under the ICA protocol. Oh, that zigging and zagging is weird.
That's weird. Especially because we're not getting a lot of altitude shifts. You know, it's not like we're going up and down hundreds of feet.
Up and down 50.
70 Whiskey, base runway 35 left, 50 option.
For a minute, we were east of that tower.
Yeah, we were going for the, straight towards the construction area.
But even that one's going down this way-ish, and that one's going more this way.
Just flying today, I could notice a difference in my vision.
Yeah,
It's better.
it's better. That's good.
Because my sunglasses that I used to wear were prescription.
Oh, yeah.
And so to wear not prescription sunglasses things would start to get blurry if I wasn't wearing those maybe a
Right.
mile out or so.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing, you know, crystal clear all the way up the horizon.
Nice.
It's really nice. I'm finding the real close
Just
vision
9 on the
on
minute.
my phone
Thank you.
is tougher, but I think that's the content. And they say close-up vision would not be as
Yeah.
good. Mary said it took her about a month to feel like she really had good vision.
Good steam coming off this house right here. It's almost straight.
Systems are November, do you still have the hot air balloon inside
I would
now
say
south?
as we get
west
clear of these
of,
houses, I think
of
dropping
Lexington?
down will give us
Yeah.
even more.
Yes, I still have the hot air balloon in sight. 70 November.
Talking down today.
Oh, that reminds me, I got a reply on my letter of authorization from the airport.
Okay.
He sent me a draft back. I sent him a draft of what I thought it should say. They sent me a draft back. It was extremely similar. They had added one other 91-225 reference. Into the last paragraph, and so then I just asked them, so kind of what's the intent here, but other than the fact that it takes, you know, you have to go all the way to DC, I'm encouraged.
All the way to DC, is that what you said? I was just checking that. Actually, I'm working off this one, so it came off the track. That was primarily during inflation, so they took the ones that were this further down and down. Everything kind of got changed a little bit. We took it out, sure. And these were pointing up, and I was just like, yeah, I'll just use these to inflate, and then so I switched to the other front one. On this side over here. So that we're not running our pilot light. Even though 10% too high.
That's what they say.
Yeah. We'll take better safe. We'll check that out some other time.
Yeah, exactly.
When it's on the ground, I can let it sit there for 2 hours at 10%.
That would be interesting if we were gonna like have a particularly long tailgate party or sometime in the summer when
Just-
fly that down to 10%,
Right.
and then
And you'll see.
when we go back, just light the pilot light and see how long it stays. Really? I think
A little big for a deer or something. You know, you get those.
They'll match a trail down in the weeds.
I'm thinking more when they sleep. You know, you get the big elk, moose, something like that. That is treetop. pulling my phone out. I don't know, maybe 6, 7 knots somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's what I guess. About 6 to 8. Look at the coyote down here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's big.
But yeah, like when I go backpacking and stuff like that, you'll come out into a big field and it'll just be this huge square flatness, and you're like, what is that? Probably some big, like a moose or an elk or something, that they just take a nap and then leave a big flat area. That was way bigger than a moose.
Yeah.
But it's what made me think about.
Maybe it was a herd of moose.
Could be. Speaking of, there's some deer right there.
Yep. Just kind of hanging out, aren't they?
What are you doing? You know, this is our spot.
It's one of the things I really like about Colorado Springs. Just the amount of sort of wilderness that's still in the town, you know?
Hi guys. Ooh, that one's like, wait. Well, we did clear east of the tower, but not by much.
Yeah, we're not getting that much of that left, are we? And I'm starting to feel the warmth of the sun, so we'll probably see a trail off here of the drainage. Morning. He's certainly not panicked. Just a little bit of left down there, isn't it? We can kind of keep skimming it as our obstacles allow here. You see Bruce Wood was relisting his equipment. He's got 2 Cameron Z90s for sale.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
Basically a whole system that's darn near brand new for $20,000. I think that's one of those things that there's opportunities like that if you just happen to be saving and this is the right time, you know.
Right.
We're starting to see some real estate moves as well, and it'll be interesting to see how all the economics works out here.
Yes.
actually think the economic impact of this whole adventure is going to be way bigger than the
absolutely.
health.
There's no question about that.
So this is interesting. This road here looks pretty well traveled, doesn't it?
It does.
Except there is a fence. So if we landed here, I think we'd be on the wrong side of a fence. But that's
Right.
not bad access. I didn't realize that that was so well traveled. Wonder how we'll get there.
Yeah, we're getting some left, but yeah, hello trees.
That's all right.
November left base. 35 left, clear for the option set. Over.
Looks like Terry's finally standing up. Then you're sort of on the roadside of the fence in this area. I haven't flown over this area very much lately, so I'm real curious about how we might get access in here. That road looks reasonably well traveled, doesn't it?
It does.
So I'm finding that you're still doing that one last burn too much.
Too much, yeah.
And part of the cause for that is just partially experience and the fact that it's been a few weeks. But also, I think what you're finding is that you're starting your burn just a little bit later than you should. Right. And so then it feels like, oh, I need more and more and more.
Right.
And so think about burning a little bit before you feel like you need to. And you can start to reduce that overburn. Like I would burn right now. That prevents the balloon from getting too accelerating, too much acceleration on the way down.
Get hot and heavy, or heavy quick. Almost like it's bleeding hot air out.
Yeah, the top looks well seated though. I mean, it's just don't see any sunlight coming through. Nothing like that. like this and sort of tree topping or ground tracking, sort of the frequent short burns will help you keep those oscillations to a minimum. This is a great direction.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can hold it for more than 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? It would be nice if we could get across Grinnell. See how that little short burn just
70
melted
November,
out
left
that
base,
descent?
35 left.
Something to be aware of when you're flying amongst the trees is just be aware of your vent lines that they don't snag on a branch or something. But it's nice to have the manifold, isn't it? You don't have to mess with the hoses at all. Oh, Terry's up.
Let's see and follow my track today.
I was just looking at our track. That'd be a tough track to walk.
Right. Unless you were drunk, you'd probably follow it immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfectly.
I was not doing that. Just brushing the tops of the grass, you know. Alright, man, let's see if you can keep this momentum. We might actually get to a place the crew could get to.
Yeah. Keep looking at that new construction over there.
Me too. Nice wide roads.
Yeah.
In that construction, I see a couple of fire hydrants we got to keep an eye on. And I see some other short things like those might be sewer outlets or something. So we'll have to keep an eye on those. Tend to be fragile. But the lots look clear, the roads look clear. Yeah, everything looks real nice.
Sorry, guys. Now that I was really worried about the traffic for a second there, but this open field right past the road, I think.
That's the pavement
Clear for
before
the
the
option.
hill.
I think so,
70
yeah.
November.
Somewhere right in there. Looks like the least amount of stakes.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
can
real
shoot
clean.
for the road, but I don't know. I'll miss it and then hit one of those poles. And all right.
Any hazards here? Let's go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it in. Hold on.
Get you out clearing all the poles, all the stakes. We'll stand on this side, see if we can naturally swing around. Nicely done. Okay. Oh, there's the crew right there.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Nice landing, man.
Thank you.
Really nice clearance on the road because it's tempting to come down, but those posts are all 3 feet
Uh-huh.
high, and that's just, you'll catch one of them or whatever. And you had plenty of room in the fields. Really, really nice approach.
Thank you.
Super nice and smooth in here. Take advantage of the nice clean dirt while we got it, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, some debris out here.
Well, if you want, we can walk it back to the road. Would you rather do that?
Right. I would. I know that the breeze is kind of fighting out a little bit, but
Well, we can go sort of to the front of the truck and lay it down in that nice
Yeah.
clean street.
I think we're gonna walk it back to the road.
And lay it out in the road.
Yeah, just because there's a lot of construction pieces on the ground and stuff right here. So,
Asphalt's nice and clean, right?
yeah,
No one's driven on it yet.
right. So, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna in between these two stakes or. Yep. Travis, push me so I don't hit that green stake. Perfect. Alright. And then we twist it. Oh, you guys are awesome. Sweet. Sweet.
Let's go to this side of the road a little bit.
Yeah,
I
because it
think
is
the breeze
blowing
will
that
go
way a little
straight.
bit. Yep.
There's a whole cul-de-sac down here.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Wow.
All right. Got it? Great. All right.
Which way the wind blows? Not right now.
It's into my back of my head.
Yeah, it's
way a
going
little
almost
bit.
straight down the
Yeah.
road, isn't it?
Yep. So, okay. Alrighty. It's coming.
It's all yours, brother.
Oh, the wind.